Greetings from 2K Sports. Welcome to our Wednesday night coverage of the NBA. This is Brian Anderson, Coach Stan Van Gundy, and the Hall of Famer Grant Hill here with me at the table, and Allie LaForce reporting from the sideline. And for an idea of how the league is shaping up right now, take a look at these latest power rankings. They slipped a bit, still in the top 10 though.
You know, right now for the visiting team, they're staying put in the middle of the road, not world beaters, but not cellar dwellers either. I don't know what else to tell you. They've been just mediocre.
Now the starting group for the visitors. And it's Beasley in at the small forward. And for the Kings, and it's Hubbard in at the center position, locking down the middle. Well, two of the best guards in the league going at it today, Grant. Is there a bit of bragging rights on the line?
You know, maybe not for the players themselves, BA, but the fans will absolutely use this game as evidence when they argue why their guy is the best.
Here's Davidson. Shoots over Beasley. Davidson's shot is good.
Well, he's such a natural talent. Has all the skill needed to produce at a high level.
Here's Valentine. Banked it in off the glass.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Left side, Ross. To the left side wing. Pass to Rice. Driving inside. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And defensively, that's just not going to cut it.
Here's Valentine. Outside Hardaway. Valentine passes to Hardaway. Here's Kennedy, guarded by Ross. Pass to Wallace. Goes up on the baseline, and the bucket is good.
Well, you love the unselfishness. Makes the next pass and enables his team to capitalize on the possession.
This is why you put the ball in his hands. An accurate pass hitting a moving target.
Here's Valentine. First quarter, just about 2 minutes in. Here's Kennedy. Outside Hardaway. Pass to Wallace. High arcing shot. Deflected. The Kings have gone 3 of 3 so far from the floor. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Here's Rice. Buries it from 3. Rice has got 5.
Well, early in this game, they've made one good play after another.
Pass to Beasley. To the middle. Here's Kennedy. And it's blocked. First quarter of play, and we're about 3 minutes in. Here's Rice. Ross. Great positioning on the putback.
Their offense looking like a well-oiled machine.
Gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. Oh, it's stolen by Tucker. Pass to Rice. And it falls for him. He's hit 3 of his first 4 attempts.
Well, it sure didn't take him much time to heat up. Aggressive start.
And the visitors call time here.
In this league, you have to stay active at both ends of the floor. I thought their lackluster defense was the difference in the game.
Yeah, poor communication at the defensive end. Many of the rotations were late.
Let's use this time to have a look at last year's steals leaders. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in this first quarter. Valentine passes to Kennedy. Beasley outside to the paint. Guarded by Ross. Here's Valentine to stop the drought. 6 on the shot clock. Fires the 3. Nails it from beyond the arc.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
The Kings have gone 6 of 7 and looking good. Pass to Ross. Outside Tucker. Now here's Ross. Three-pointer. He drops it from range. Ross has got his second basket of the night.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Valentine passes to Wallace. Here's Kennedy. The 3. And it's Hubbard with a rebound. Gone 2 of 2 at the perimeter. Davidson passes to Ross. Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line. We've just started up this season, Grant. What's important for players right now?
You know, I think it's finding a good routine, especially for those on new teams. The earlier you figure out what works for you, the quicker you'll get comfortable.
The first one falls. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Grant, you look at some of the rule changes in recent years. Does it seem to you like coaches' challenges are here to stay?
You know, B.A., it does. And I think that's a good thing. You know, I can think of a few calls I would have liked to challenge in my day. So it's a nice option to have. Rock solid screen right there. The defender got completely lost.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
Tips it up.
Their ball movement on this run has been tremendous. It's led to a lot of good, clean, open looks.
Here's Kennedy. In his last outing, he had 11 points. And the visitors call time here.
Substitution for the away team. Jabari Smith Jr. Clifford.
Wallace, the pass to Kennedy. And here's Smith. Wallace outside. Back to Smith. Pass to Valentine. Sends it home from three-point land. Valentine's got 5 points.
Well, the defense was a little soft. He felt free to take that shot.
Here's Stone from outside the arc. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
They played with fantastic energy from the opening tip.
Yeah, they've come out with more energy and effort, and that's reflected in the score.
Pass to Valentine. Here's Kennedy. A minute 9 left in the first. No luck on that one.
Yeah, not at his most efficient this quarter. He's got to work on finding high percentage shots.
Davidson passes to Hubbard. Pass to Davidson. Here's Stone. To the inside. Here's Hubbard. Hits the jump hook. Hubbard's got his second basket.
You can't help but look toward their defense. They're totally lost.
Here's Kennedy. Lets the three fly. Doesn't go for him. And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. They lead by 12. And we'll be back with you shortly. Great to have you with us. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And from what we've seen here from the home team, what's your take so far?
Well, there's no reason to take risky shots when you can collect points at the rim.
Yeah, they've made a point to get inside on this defense, and it's been working like a charm early on.
And it's Stone in at point. Gone 3 of 3 from outside here in this one. And it's Beasley in at the 3 spot. Pass to Stone. They set the screen. Here's Carlson. 6 to shoot. Count that bucket. And the Kings lead by 12.
Well, you love assisted hoops. That's good offense.
Two shots, 2 makes. Off to a good start.
Well, the players will say, mouse in the house. Great job to use his size to expose the smaller defender inside.
A minute and a half gone in the second quarter. Tucker with a screen on Beasley. Here's the 3. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
And just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting in the work.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
Pass to Coles. Quarter 2 and about 2 minutes in. There's the 3. 3 shots, 3 baskets. Great efficiency so far.
You're leaving him all alone? Good luck. He's going to drill that every time.
The home team calls timeout.
In today's NBA, you have to stretch the floor or you're going to struggle big time.
Yeah, look, it's really hard to win a game being one-dimensional. It can be done, but it doesn't happen very often.
pause in the action. Here we have the best rebounding teams from last year.
Last year, this was a team that owned the paint. They were so committed to rebounding, and that's a stat you love to lead the league in.
So it's the home team now. 13 points was their biggest lead of the game. Pass to Rice. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. No luck on that one.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Here's Valentine. Off the mark. Had a chance there to trim it to single digits. The Kings have got 2 of 3 shots to go in the second. Pass to Rice. Now here's Tucker. Here's Rice. Collins defending. Inside. Just 5 on the clock. A nice shot by Carlson.
He drops yet another dive, just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
Collins outside. Pass to Beasley. Here's Valentine. Fires the 3, and the 3-pointer goes. Valentine's got 8 points.
Rock solid screen right there. The defender got completely lost.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
Gets the 3 ball to go.
Well, when you look at what he's provided them on the offensive end, it's been an important part of why they're leading.
Collins outside. Here's Valentine. Give him 8 points now. Pass to Hardaway. 2 points. That one goes. Gone 5 of 6 from 3-point land so far. Here's Rice. 10 points for him. Somehow scores the layup in traffic. Rice has got 5 points in the quarter. Gotten 5 of their first 6 attempts to fall in the second. And the visitors call time here.
And last year's games were interesting to watch, considering that each team came out with a win against the other.
This is a potential finals preview, as good as it gets early in the season.
So both teams making some changes here. Here's Kennedy. Pass to Valentine. And here's Hardaway. Here's Bufkin. The 3-pointer off the mark. Here's Rice. 12 points for him. And some very quick points for him on that possession. And when a team is able to play different ways with lineup versatility, how valuable is that to you as a coach?
Well, look, B.A., the best teams simply have to be able to win in different ways. They've got to be able to win with their offense, win with their defense. They've got to be able to win in an up-tempo game. They've got to be able to win in a grinded-out half-court game. If you've only got one way you can win, the best opponents will be able to take that away. Versatility is a must.
Shot clock at 2. And it's Kennedy missing.
Well, he's more than comfortable in the mid-range, but you can't make them all.
Outside Ross. Pass to Rice. Here's Davidson. And there's the lob. Tipped. Here's Bufkin. He's scoreless. Valentine passes to Kennedy. To win the cold spell. They get it again. Shot clock at 5. Fires for 3. Doesn't fall for him. Only 1 for 8 from the floor now.
Well, it's been a frustrating night for him at the offensive end. Just not able to give them any kind of a lift.
Ross can't get it to go. Gone 2 of 5 from distance here in the second quarter. There's 39 seconds left in the first half of this one. Down low. Here's Valentine, and he finishes. That makes him 4 out of 5.
Good heads-up basketball. Sees an opening and capitalizes.
Here's Rice. 12 points for him. From the top of the key, and they pick up 2. And the Kings lead by 14. And we finished off one half of play, leading by 14. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out there for the start of the third quarter, right after the break.
Hello and welcome. Before we take a look at the action from the first half, a brief overview of some upcoming games. And just for a moment here, I was wondering, if you guys were playing in the league today, which current player would you most like to team up with?
That's tough, Ernie, but I got to pick Wemby. Playing alongside of him, that's just going to be too good to pass up.
Well, I'll tell you what, May 19th, I'm teaming up with the Ant-Man. 1-2 punch, baby.
Very interesting. And turning back to our first half, things going well, extremely well for the Kings.
Yeah, these guys are dialed in, getting to their spots and taking their shots.
Great rhythm to their offense, just like your analysis. And that defense has been powerless to disrupt it.
Well, thank you, Ernest.
Thanks for joining us. Time to head back over to the third quarter with Brian Anderson.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it's been a runaway. Here's Kennedy, and it's Davidson in at the 3, the small forward. Hardaway finds Beasley. Wallace outside. Stolen! And they're on the break. And it's Wallace in at the 5, down low. Davidson passes to Hubbard, and it's rejected. Beasley outside. Pass to Valentine. Here's Kennedy.
I would imagine it's nearly impossible to not get fired up after that play.
Grant, check these guys out on the bench. Their reaction says it all. They are fired up. There's a screen. Here's Rice. And the 3 off target.
Stumbling to start the second half. 3 straight misses.
Here's Kennedy, guarded by Ross. It's blocked! The Kings have gone 0 for 3 to start the second half. Pass to Hubbard, back to Ross. And it's good. 2 points. Ross has got 11.
All right, they got one on the board in the second half. Now you want to see more shots start to drop.
Wallace outside. Here's Kennedy. Uses the glass on the layup. He's got 5.
If the possession ends with a shot in close, you've done something right.
Here's Rice. He's got 12. Sinks the tray.
Well, you can see why he's a go-to guy for them. They trust in his ability to shoulder the offensive load.
Here's Valentine. He's got 12. Here's Wallace. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own. Wallace has got his second bucket of the night. Outside Tucker. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter.
You really have to question the defensive effort on that possession.
Yeah, I got to agree. Their defensive commitment's got to be a lot better.
And the visitors call time here. All right, for this break, let's take a look at the teams that were the toughest to score against last year. Second, the Kings.
They made life hard on opponents. One of the best defenses in the NBA last year.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by in the second half. Here's Valentine. 12 points for him.
Moving the ball for the highest percentage look.
Gone 1 of 2 shooting from the perimeter since halftime. Pass to Rice. Now here's Ross. Lets it fly. It's good. Only a few seconds into the shot clock. Ross has got 13.
The bounce pass right on the money. Great setup.
Outside Hardaway. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Here's Valentine. It goes again. His 6th basket in 7 tries.
And now almost all their points coming from the paint.
Gone 6 of 9 from 3-point range. And here's Ross. He's got 13. Here's the break. Here's Kennedy. They set a pick. Pass to Valentine. Inside. Here's Wallace. Takes the assist and lays it in. Nice setup. Wallace has got 5 points in the quarter.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
Here's Rice. 17 points in the game. Takes the three, and he gets it to go. He's 8 of 11 now.
He's hit a pair of threes each half, making a significant impact.
Pass to Valentine. Outside Hardaway. Here's Kennedy, guarded by Ross. Here's Valentine. Here's Kennedy. He's got 5. Three-pointer. And it's Hubbard with a rebound.
And you have to think that they're leading this game because of how they've controlled the boards tonight.
Outside Ross. Goes up on the wing. The rebound by Beasley. Gotten 6 of 8 shots to go and looking good since the break. Wallace up top. Pass to Valentine. And here's Beasley. Here's Valentine. And there's a pick. Back to Hardaway. Here's Valentine. 14 points for him. Clock at 6. Puts it up. Offline from the top of the key. The Kings have gone 5 for 9 from the floor in the third quarter. Pass to Rice. That one goes. And that's his 9th made shot in 12 attempts.
Yeah, this quarter's all about him. He's just dominating at the offensive end.
Here's Kennedy. Pass to Valentine. Another miss. They desperately need a bucket. Gotten 21 points so far from three-point land. They're 7 of 10. 1:03 left in the third quarter here. Back to Ross. Tucker with a screen. There's the triple. And Ross gets the 3. Ross has got 16 points.
They've been pretty lax with their perimeter defense, giving up a lot of three-pointers.
Pass to Beasley. Here's Valentine. Here's Kennedy. 5 points in the game. There's 25 seconds left in the third. Here's Valentine. Floats one up. And Tucker pulls it down. Tucker's got 5 rebounds in the game. Pass to Rice. He shoots it. And he hits the jump shot. Rice has got 12 points in just the second half.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. Love it.
Absolutely. They're playing their game and executing at a real high level. Everything is working for them right now.
And 3 quarters of play in the books. This one's all but over already. Delivering the blowout. And don't go away. We'll be back in a few moments. It'll be the fourth quarter of basketball coming up next. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. Zero chance to stop that.
Now that is an elite level dish. What a great passer.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may already be out of hand. And it's Stone in at the point guard position. Outside Ross. Off the mark there with a 3.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Here's Valentine. Pass to Smith. launches it, sinks it from distance.
Oh, you talk about guys close to 7 feet, and Smith is one of the best from deep.
Puts up a 3, hits the trifecta.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Valentine passes to Hardaway. Stan, I have to ask, how important is it to have a big man in today's NBA?
That is a great question, BA. And look, things have really changed. We went from big, strong guys in the league and centered our game around those guys to then people wanted to play small ball and be more skilled. But now what everybody's figured out is we can get that same skill from bigger guys, and bigger and better is better than smaller and better.
Now here's Conley. There's the drive, and the bucket counts, and he is on his way to the line. He'll try to make it a three-point play. And let's take a moment to get your take, guys, on the scoring so far for the Kings.
Well, they've been hitting threes at a high clip, and the defense hasn't done enough to challenge them at the line. They need to close out and run them off the three.
And you have to talk about the passing, too. I mean, the ball has been zipping around on the offense, and they've kept the extra pass mentality the whole way.
Covered by Smith. Out to the right wing. Here's Rice. Nails it from 3. Rice has got 15 points here in the second half.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Conley passes to Valentine. Beyond the arc. Knocks down the triple.
Doing what he can to help shrink the deficit, but it has to be a team effort.
The Kings have gone 3 of 4 in the fourth and looking confident on offense. Pass to Ross. 4-3. Smith with the rebound. Gone 2 of 2 from outside so far in the fourth. Conley passes to Valentine. Hardaway with a screen on Ross. Let's go with a 3. Counted from distance.
He's been so aggressive on offense, and with the results, you understand why.
Well, yeah, and the defense is going to have to respond to that and chase him off the arc.
The Kings call timeout. Here's Rice. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Off target from outside. Got all 4 shots to go in this final quarter. Wallace outside. That one goes in.
not putting his head down. He continues to produce with the team trailing.
Gone 3 of 6 from downtown so far in the fourth. Here's Stone. Here's Rice. On target from range. Rice has got 30.
He hit a couple from range in the first half, but now his confidence is through the roof.
Here's Kennedy. Pulls it. Cash money on the open jump shot.
He's done everything he can tonight, trying to keep this team competitive.
Gotten 4 of 7 3-pointers to fall in the fourth. Pass to Rice. He shoots. The quick look, no good that time.
That was a good look from the mid-range. He'd like to have that one back.
Jacks up a 3. Drains the triple. He's got 21.
Knowing his team needs a lift, he's putting them on his back.
Here's Davidson. Plenty of space. Oh, he dropped in a sweet J.
His scoring is a big reason why they're up right now. Let's see if they can close it out.
And the visitors call time here. Check in with Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, over that break I was able to catch the message that the visiting team coach was giving to his team. Coach telling their players, let's play with urgency. This is the game. I know we'll win if we play hard. Let's see how the team responds.
Thanks for that, Allie. Gone 4 of 4 from outside during the fourth. Here's Valentine. He takes it in. Here's Kennedy. Beasley outside.
Kennedy's foul. Davidson. First personal foul, second team foul.
First one falls for him. Beasley hits them both. Here's Rice. Can't get the 3.
Just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot. Here's Kennedy, guarded by Ross.
Now Beasley. Here's Kennedy. Fires the three. Cash from downtown.
Credit the plays they're calling for him. Getting him right now some good shots.
The Kings have got 5 out of 10 shots to drop here in the final quarter. Here's Davidson. 1:14 left in the game. Count it!
And it gets even worse for them. I mean, he just waltzes down the lane, extending their advantage. Not good.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight.
Hardaway with a screen on Ross. Here's Valentine. Oh, he missed the jumper.
It can be tough to find space in the mid-range area. Probably should have passed that one up.
Now here's Ross. The D's right on him. Yes! Using that window!
This is what winning is all about. Playing your best when it matters most.
Yeah, they've got clutch guys on this team, and they never let up.
He launches. Ooh, the shot misses. And so the home crowd treated to a win. A competitive game. You have to feel like this crowd gave him a little extra edge.
Yeah, they really fed off the energy. You saw their activity level go up. Just a tremendous performance.
And that about wraps it up. For Grant Hill, Allie LaForce, and Coach Stan Van Gundy, this is Brian Anderson. Thank you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And time to present our player of the game.